Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be taking a look at how we might make a low poly cave in Blender and export that as an FBX to Unity, and I'll show you kind of some very basic work in progress that I have going in Unity. So first of all, we'll go ahead and take our cube, and we can kind of look at that from the top. Maybe turn on the wireframe mode so we get more of an idea of what's going on. And why don't we add just a main chamber with two simple corridors? So what I mean by that is let's go ahead and take our cube, add some loop cuts in the center like that. Maybe add one more loop cut. And now we kind of have access to a few different faces. So if we were to take this face, I'll turn wireframe off, and extrude it about around the X, and take the same extrude E, X, just snap it to the X and do something like this, then we have like a very bare bones like center section and corridors on either side. So now kind of the trick here, it's hard to kind of mold this into any cave-like fashion without the sculpting environment. But in order to use the sculpting environment, we want to have a whole lot more geometry than this to work with. Right now, we have a very few number of faces and vertices. So luckily, I'm in Blender 2.83, but I believe most of 2.82 and beyond has the proper feature. You can go over to the sculpt environment at the top after clicking the object, and we have this, and up here under remesh we have this voxel size, and we can remesh based on the volume. So it'll take that volume and it'll chop it up into lots of different pieces. So I'm not sure if 0.1 is correct, maybe you want larger, but for now let's just hit remesh, and if we were to hit tab, now we have all of this volume to work with. Using that, let's turn off X mirror and go into Dyn Topo, and over here, this just allows us to draw arbitrarily. So I'll undo that. Maybe add this up, turn the size of the brush up with F, and maybe turn the strength of the brush to 0.5. Let's go ahead and try to smooth this. So like edges can pretty easily be smoothed just by holding the shift key. And so we'll move around kind of like this. You get the gist. Maybe kind of starting to make this less of a cube, more of an organic cave shape. So just going around my hard edges with Dyn Topo on. And sorry, my Dyn Topo settings, I have this set detail size 12, but it depends on the size of your initial mesh. Kind of play around with that. Alright, so we've got definitely more of a bulgy look, and here what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the normals, and then I'll go inside the cave to see what we can do. So to flip the normals, over here we can view right now the face orientation is outward. So that means if I were to go inside of the cave right now and start sculpting, it would be the inverse of what I'm trying to do. So for example, if I was in sculpt mode, and use the fly mode and enter the cave. Here, if I were to draw, you'd think it might pop up like a mountain, but actually it's going to go in because the normals are flipped. So it's up to you. You can use this, and then to do the opposite, you can hold Control, and that goes into the mesh or up when we're inside the mesh. So, if you want to flip the normals, just go ahead and go quickly into the layout mode, tab over into edit mode, do an A to select all, and then search for flip or flip normal. So mesh normals, alt N, flip. And here we go. So now if we look at the face orientation, we've got a red instead of green, or instead of blue, which means we're in the orientation from the perspective of the inside of the mesh. So back into sculpt mode, back zooming on in here. I've noticed that perhaps some of the best brush for some of this cave-like feature is the clay brush. So the clay brush really, clay strips perhaps, really starts to give you some of that cave wall feel. So you just go ahead and move this brush around how you want. You can fly around while you're working on it and change the size of the brush if you need a little more detail. Maybe add a little bit of variation in the floor here. And when you're done, I won't go into too much detail here. We'll see what I did in Unity. When you're done, go ahead and tab back into layout mode. And you kind of get this weird inverted thing. Feel free to go sculpt and start to smooth out some of your work again with Shift if you need to. And then when you're done, go ahead and select the object, go over into the modifiers over here and choose Decimate. Decimate kind of gives, breaks down the faces into a fewer number of them. So 0.1 here, for example, you can kind of see that immediately starts to facet the thing. And if I were to zoom inside now, we get maybe a little bit more of a low poly cave feel. And so this is what I used, and I'll go on over into Unity in the next video.